Hi everyone, welcome back. I thought today we could do just a quick video. This is going to be part one in an ongoing series. Just a quick little video. I don't really know exactly. I have this book right here. It's the first book of modern lace knitting by Marianne Kinzel. It's published in, hold on, I'll look that up, sorry, I don't know why I forgot, 1972. So I have this book, and in it I found a couple of like kind of cute lace patterns. This one is the one we're going to focus on today. It's called the Valentine design. I just thought it was kind of cute, so we're going to work on this, but mostly wanted to do was I wanted to share with you a new project we're working on. I am writing, Frankensteining, smashing a bunch of things together until I think I like them, a circle shawl, and I thought we could go on the process together, especially because, like, I don't know, I like watching process videos, and so I thought it would be fun if we did like a little mini series. So that's kind of what we're doing today. So I have a vague outline of what I want with a couple of different lace patterns, and I would show you the books I used to get the lace patterns, but I didn't think this through and I returned the Stitch dictionary to the library. So I cannot show you, but I can tell you which one I was using. I found Reader's Digest book of knitting and crochet stitches. It was like the second or third Stitch dictionary I'd picked out from the library. I picked out a Barbara Walker one, and while I liked it, I wanted to be able to see the stitches in color, because Barbara made it in the 70s and all of the photos are black and white, and so I didn't know what they looked like in color. I also, I liked them, but like I don't know, it wasn't sold. So I got this Reader's Digest one. It has them in color. You could like kind of see it. They also like alternated what color shades they were using for the yarn. So I picked out a couple. We are starting with that Valentine doily. This is the center. And I've changed it a little bit. So it's gonna look kind of like this one, because this is the small. We're doing some of that, but we're gonna elongate it, while also changing it up a little bit, because while I like it, I'm not dead set on it looking like that. But I also have, on top of that, we've got 3 different lace stitches that we're gonna do, maybe 4, because there was another one I'll show you. I saw this little pillow and it has some more hearts, and so we might just take just the little hearts out, and do something kind of like that a little later in it. But that is what we're working on. I'll show you. I showed you this in last week's video, my hot pink sampler. This is some of the testing that I did. So you see it's got that. It doesn't work too well because I put it on larger needles, and now the needles, there's like enough stitches to go around, but not enough for it to like sit comfortably. So that's what the center looks like, just a little bit. And then it's going to have, I'm debating if I want to do an increase. I know that doesn't really mean anything to you guys, but like I have more set ideas. But yeah, this is our test, our little look-alike. And then this is the yarn, which if you watched last week's video is the Knit Picks Shadow lace weight. And then we're going to add the beads I showed you in last week's video. We're going to add that on top, or add that into the pattern. So that's going to be a little bit of our little discussion, I guess, later when I get farther into it. I want to chart some of it, but I need to work on a sample. Maybe not a sample. I think I'm using the wrong word. I need a swatch. But yes, we're gonna make a shawl together. And so I'm going to switch to the overhead version, and I will walk you through a little bit about what I have so far. So give me just a minute. All right, so now that we are a little bit more situated and I can show you this better. Okay, so this is my to-do list. You don't necessarily need to see that. But so since I have it, I did take a little bit. So this bit is all the center of this doily pattern. And so I'll stretch it out a little bit so you can see. It's just got some cute little hearts. Just some cute little hearts. And a little bit of a slight lace pattern. I did do an increase here, and I'm starting to think maybe I don't want to do an increase. And then we'll have a lace repeat. And so the way I wrote it was I wrote this guy, and then I've made some slight changes already that you may or may not can see. I done this increase, and I threw this in before I decided, but we're going to repeat these rows again, and then do a lattice stitch, which I thought was kind of cute, and I'll do that for like 3 repeats. Before possibly doing another, I need to redo my increases because I wrote the increases before I found more information about a pie circle shawl, which I think is what I'm going to do. And a pie circle shawl, from what I can tell, is you do your increases in a certain number. So like for this one, you cast on, you do increases, and then you knit a plain row, then you knit a plain row, do your increases, knit 2 plain rows, knit an increase, knit 4 plain rows, do an increase, do 8 plain rows. Like plain, I mean like no increases or decreases, but you can do anything else in between. But each increase is double the amount of, plain rows that you did beforehand, like either knit or like knit stitches or purled rows, whatever you have your pattern, you'll do like an equal amount, if that makes sense. So it always doubles the number. But I think that's what I'm going to do. And before I had done that, I got to this part, and I think that's why I don't like how this seems to be looking. It might also be that just I don't have this stretched very well. And the fact that it's not blocked. And then I had tried a different lace stitch, and I don't think you can tell from where it's at now, but I only did 1 repeat of it, and I think that was part of my issue, was I didn't like how the repeat looked. Just 1 8-row repeat. So I did switch that, but we are working on a different one, which I think will look much better. But yeah, so this shawl is not going to be hot pink when it's finished, obviously. It's going to be white with some topaz and reds and greens beads on it. But that is kind of what I'm doing a little bit right now. I just want to give you like a little mini update and show you where I'm at right now. I've been learning a lot, especially because I've never really knit. Well, I've knit a few shawls, and by a few I mean I'm halfway through one. So it's been kind of fun to engage in the design process, and I feel like it's a fun way to like push myself a little bit more in like what I do and what I knit. So that's kind of exciting. I think after this one, I have a couple other projects lined up that are going to be for the same kind of project, same day, and that'll be, when I finish this one, that'll be it. I'm hoping that the finished shawl will be 38 inches in a radius, so from like here to here. That's roughly how long I want it to be. That's roughly how long I want it to be. And so that'll just depend a little bit on how far I get into this guy. I have it set up now where I think most of my increases are in the right spots. I did a little bit of math here based off my pie increases. Yeah, based off my pie increases, I have them here. So I'll do a cast on increase. This is already set up. for the heart pattern, and then I'm going to do some regular knitting. This one, it says plain, but that's just, I have a pattern there for something, and then I'm going to do an increase, and you know, see, I have 44 rows here for this one, then I do another increase and I do 88 stitches, and then I'll do an increase, and this is the last one, so not sure exactly if I'm going to keep going. That'll depend on how long it is, how wide it is. But yeah, that's what I've got so far. So I'll stop talking your ear off, and I will check back in a month or two. Hopefully I'll have moved past the hot pink guy, and I will be able to show you some of the knitting on the knit picks. But yeah, have a good day, guys, and I will talk to you next week.